What's going on, guys? We're back today. We're taking a look at the new JP FF4 4 Fiends plus a reworked Golbez, of all things. Insanely high burst damage is what it looks like that man can do. So let's jump into it here for you with Scarlamiglione. 3-star base, 5-star max. His tribe is undead. His TMR here, 20% attack, 15% HP, 20% earth resistance. It's okay. Remember, it's 7-star meta, so a lot of the TMRs for the 3-star base units are going to look a lot better than the TMRs we get currently for 3-star base units, because this is the 6 months, 7 months into the 7-star meta for them. So look forward to a lot of stuff like this. Decent TMR, but you're going to have better stuff to work for in the future. So with that being said, he's 5-star max, so he needs to do some insane utility type of thing for him to even be thought to be used. And it looks like he's got a physical damage LB with reduces attack and defense by 59%. This man isn't really going to be doing anything. He looks like, ooh, blindside, blindside. He puts on a bunch of status elements. Scarlamiglione. I'm not going to waste you guys' time with him anymore. So let's go take a look at Cagnazzo. 4-star base, 6-star max. TMR here, 30% HP, 20% defense, 30% water resistance. This is pretty strong. It's a water version of Patriotic Recall from Wrestler. So take away that light resist, put on some water resistance. You got yourself a pretty nice TMR. For us, we already have a Cagnazzo though, so I don't see us getting on the second Cagnazzo anytime soon. Alright, 6-star base. Wears the same stuff as our unit does, I do believe. Knuckles and stuff like that. Provoke with some physical water damage. 8.4 times multiplier using your defense as your attacking stat right there. That's pretty cool. I like to see that. And then he gets 100% provoke on top of that. Pretty cool. 20% chance to counter with silence and stuff like this. Gain defense and spirit for 40% for 1 turn. Reduce damage taken by 40% for 5 turns. That's pretty cool as well. But this is an unlocked skill, so like not that great. This is our skill here. I think they have a worse version of it. Increases chance of being targeted by 50% for 3 turns. He has 50% draw attack, so this could be his 100% provoke. Reduce attack and spirit by 30% for 3 turns to the caster. Restore 6,000 HP split over 3 turns. Reduce damage taken by 30% for 3 turns. So our Scarlamiglione, or Cagnazzo, I think is way better than their Cagnazzo ever was, especially since we got ours so soon. Remember, this is coming out in the 7-star meta for them. So he's not going to be really used all that much, whereas ours was an extremely strong provoke tank for a long time over here in Global. So we're not missing out on too much. The TMR here is cool. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Now, Barbarecia has caused up quite a bit of stir. Is that okay? A stir? Like a wind bursty tornado stir? Like how you stir the wind? Because she's Barbarecia. She has I'll quit now. But her TMR is really cool. Guys, I like it a lot. She's a 4-star base, 6-star max. This TMR here is a Meteor, 40% magic, and increases the modifier of all wind spells in the game. All wind spells. So Arrow, Aroga, Aurora, Aurora +1, Tornado, Aroga +2, Aroja, and Arrow 5. Yes, this gives you a 1.0 multiplier per material that you wear to Aroja. Imagine stacking 4 of these bad boys on Barbarecia herself. 4.0 multiplier increase to Aroja. Seems pretty good. I can get behind that. Alright, so what else does she do? Well, you're going to find out real quickly that she's basically a carbon copy of our Barbarecia as a 4-star base, which is totally fine. Totally fine. Remember, they're like 6, 7, 8 months into the 7-star meta. Their Barbarecia is going to forever be a 4-star base, 6-star max. Ours will be a 7-star. Pretty cool there. But yeah, she has the charm move. She has Tornado. She has Aroja, Aroga, Aurora, a dual cast Black Magic. All of the same stuff we do. I think she has the HP MP heal over time. Yep, she's got them all. She's got them all. This is that Scar move that she has, or it does like more damage if you used Aroja last turn. Pretty much. So she's cool. That TMR is awesome. I love to see that they're exploring brand new ground. I don't think it's broken, but it's a brand new sort of mechanic that they're exploring where you just can buff the multiplier of certain skills on 4-star bases. Now we saw something like this with Grand Ultima Seraph Super TMR that buffed like Ultima and stuff. That was a Super TMR. This is a 4-star base TMR. Pretty cool stuff there. I like seeing that kind of stuff. Now we have Rubicante. I don't know why I said it like that. I was in the mood. Okay, Rubicante is a 5-star base, 7-star max. burst of damage. Super cool guy. All right, his accessory here is his TMR's 20 flat magic, 30% magic and spirit, and 20% fire and ice resistance. Pretty strong. It's basically like Vanille's TMR, and then you add 20 more magic on it and some ice and fire resistance as well. So it's pretty decent. It's not like game breaking or anything, but it's pretty nice. His super TMR here is a Meteor. You get 80% magic if you're equipped with a robe and 30% fire resistance. So yes, that's a fantastic Meteor if you're a mage and you're wearing robes instead of clothes. So definitely pick that up if you have the ability to in the far, far, far future. He's got a nice magic stat, 271 after, that's a spirit, 271 spirit after pots, 286 magic after pots there. He's not innately weak to ice or anything. His limit burst here, 7-star max levels, a 7-hit, 27 times multiplier as magic damage to all enemies. Reduces their fire resistance by 100% for 3 turns, and does a 3.0 multiplier in magic damage per turn to all enemies for 3 turns. Yes, this is a damage over time effect. Kryla, eat your heart out. You don't actually need to do fixed damage to have a dot in the game. Maybe they'll fix you, Kryla, at 7-star max and give you like a scaling spirit or magic multiplier to your dots. That'd be awesome. Take notes. Do that, please. She might actually be usable. Well, she's not usable, but she'd be able to go beyond her niche of just an attack, magic, impaler, and breaker, and stuff like that. But that being said, Faraga, Blizzaga, Osmos, Raise, Faraja, Flare, Meltdown. Okay, and then this new skill, which is basically just a super good Faraja. It's Faraja, except it goes up to a 12.0 multiplier instead of a 6.0 multiplier. All right, and it's one enemy. Okay, it was one enemy instead of all enemies. Keep that in mind as well. Very nice skill to stack. Meltdown, 4.0. It's just his Fire and Peril. All right, Fire and Peril. Thankfully, they were like, oh, let's put Flare on him. Oh, wait, Flare's Water and Peril. We need to not make this guy Lulu 2.0. Let's give him his own Fire and Peril. All right, now we have a couple of other stuff. He's got passives for magic. He gets damage multiplier increases straight up for fire. Firaga, Faraja, Flare, Meltdown. He has dual cast black magic. He can gain triple cast black magic with this skill right here. It heals him up a little bit, gives him 120% magic bonus, then gives him triple cast black magic for 2 turns. Spirit buff, LB gauge fill rate. And then we get in some interesting stuff here. So he has this skill basically that he can unlock. Pretty much every skill he has unlocks it. You'll see it right here. If blah 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 was used last turn, it does this. Otherwise, you do this, right? This is blah 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 blah. If blah 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 was used last turn, blah blah blah. All right, so let's find this blah 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 skill for you guys. Boom, right here. Find it for you. Check it out. The internet's a beautiful place. So this is the skill right here. It's literally the same skill. If you've used this skill, you will do a 20-hit 6.0 magic multiplier that ignores 50% defense, so it's a 12 times multiplier to all enemies, and then you gain a second skill for 1 turn. If you haven't used this said skill, 25 MP, he reduces his ice resistance by 80% for 9,999 turns, increases his limit burst damage by 1.4 times for 3 turns, and then gains access to another skill for 1 use at 25 MP, and reduces resistance to fire by 75% for 3 turns. Alright, so now I have to do some investigative reporting. The unlockable skills that he does do gain access to here, so I don't have it translated. If he gets this, remove all debuffs from caster, increase resistance to all elements by 100% for 1 turn to caster, and then an HP and MP heal. So nothing too insane there. If you do the ice resistance down. Now, this other skill that he gains access to is just a slightly stronger version. As you can see, everywhere it unlocks, gain 1 turn of blah, gain 1 turn of this, gain 3 turns of this. It's all the same skill. It is a 60 MP costing skill, and it is this. It is a 9.0 multiplier that with ignore 50% spirit, so it's an 18 times multiplier that re-unlocks itself over and over and over. Think like Prish Special kind of thing, where like once you unlock it, you can just spam it. Okay, it's going to be the move you're going to use a lot. Basically, an 18.0 multiplier over and over and over. The rest of his kit, not super unique or anything, but we'll go over it. He's got a counter for physical magical damage that gains access to the 18.0 multiplier skill. Procs fire resistance down. This one also can grant him triple black magic as well. If he gets hit by magic, so if he gets hit by physical and magical, and these both proc, he can gain access to the 18.0 multiplier in triple cast it the following turn. Super cool there. Increase magic by 50%. If you equip his own TMR, he gets 20% magic, spirit, HP, and MP. Gets another 100% damage modifier for fire, Firaga, Faraja, 4.0 multiplier to flare, 2.0 multiplier to meltdown, and then the most important part, when you start the fight, you will gain access to that 18.0 multiplier unlockable skill. Turn 1, and remember that 18.0 multiplier skill unlocks itself. So if you want to, you can just cast it indefinitely. So he's got a cooldown skill here. Turn 1, 5-turn cooldown. Reduce resistance to fire by 100% for 4 turns to all enemies. Increase your magic by 150%. Gain access to triple cast black magic, and then gain access to 3 turns of the 18.0 multiplier skill as well. That's pretty cool there, but it pales in comparison to the ability for him to finish fights. So on turn 8, 8-turn cooldown, 20 hits, magic fire damage was a 20 times multiplier that ignores 50% spirit, so it's a 40 times magic multiplier that fully increases your LB gauge to max, because it gives you 36 LB crystals, which is what the cost of your LB is, and then gains you 2 turns of that 18.0 multiplier. His next passive increases magic by 30%, gets some 75% killers, and then at the start of the battle or when revived, he is a permanent, so doesn't matter, he's going to always have at least a 100% magic buff. Pretty cool there. If you're using Rubicante, then he gets a 20% defense bonus, 40% magic bonus, and then he gets a fire and ice resistance passive, both increased by 50%. Rubicante is pretty cool. He's alright. He's decent. He's got some nice bursts of damage to end the game, but he pales in comparison to the big boy himself. The reworked Golbez Dark Mage Golbez, thank goodness. I like how they're doing this one. They didn't make like helmetless Golbez or anything. We'll leave that sort of nonsense to our boy Kane. Okay, helmetless Kane, Atoning Dragoon Knight Kane, whatever you want to call yourself. This is just Golbez. They added Dark Mage to him. He looks really cool. About basically the same sprite. His TMR here, 40% magic and 20% stats from Espers. Ooh. So this is like the ST reflection bonus while you have this on. Super awesome there. Alright, 40% magic on top of that. Very nice way to gain some extra stats after you're hitting, the 400% magic cap stat, which you can probably do with this, man. His super TMR here is heavy armor with 45 defense, 100 flat magic, okay, and 50% dark resistance. That's pretty strong there. That's probably the equivalent of like 40% magic on your body. But keep in mind that this is 100 flat, so if you're going over the magic cap, you'll be able to put this on and get even more magic, alright? Golbez here is pretty cool. He's like part summoner. He's got some summoner stuff to him, but he's mainly like a black mage, right? He's like Kid Rydia done right. That's what I want to say. I was going through him. It took me a while to figure out exactly how he worked, and I think I figured it out now, and he's pretty damn good. Alright, so 1 hit, 13.5 multiplier, dark damage with ignore 50% spirit, 27 times multiplier here, 1 hit. So you can change finish with this. Reduces the resistance to dark by 100% for 3 turns to all enemies, and fills your Esper gauge by 5. It's pretty expensive at max level here, 36 LB cost, but boy does it hit hard, and that's not even the best part about him. So his magic spells, he's got Osmos, Bioga, Faraja, Blazaja, Thundaja, Flare, Meteor, and Impact. Meteor actually is going to be pretty prevalent to some of the paths you can take for doing damage with Golbez actually, which is pretty cool. So Meteor starts out as a 2.5 times multiplier with ignore 25% defense. Ignore 25% defense basically means you can multiply the multiplier by 1.33. Okay, so remember 2.5 and then times it by 1.33. Impact, he's doing his best. Veritas of the Dark Impersonation. Cool, 45% break. He gains access to dual cast, then he gets a plethora of passive here. So magic plus 30%, 1.5 multiplier increase to Meteor. So now Meteor is a 4.0 multiplier with ignore 25% spirit. Okay, Increases Esper summon damage by 30%, so he's got Evo Magic 30%. Then he has something that costs 1 Esper gauge, 1 hit, ice damage, 9.0 multiplier, and unlike most Evo skills are split 50% between your spirit and 50% between your magic. This one's 60% of your magic basically as a hybrid and 40% of your spirit. And it uses Evo magic and it can paralyze people. So pretty decent, nothing broken though. And he's got a 30% defense passive, 20% HP passive, 50% dark resistance passive. Then he's got 1 hit dark magic damage, which reduces dark resistance by 60%. Sure, 20% chance to counter physical damage with increase your resistance to fire, ice, and lightning by 50%. Fill your Esper gauge by 1. Really, the important part there is you can randomly fill your Esper gauge off countering. Then we have Missing Moon next with a little bit of utility. 6% spirit break to enemies, 110% magic buff to allies. That's okay, nothing insane there. Then we have the power to the Meteor. The cast is good too! Exclamation point. Increase your magic by 120% for 5 turns. That's okay. 300% damage modifier to Meteor and W Meteor for 5 turns. W Meteor is a new skill, we'll get to it later. But after you cast this skill, your Meteors basically have a 7 times multiplier with ignore 25% defense. Okay, so they're already sitting at like a 10 point something multiplier. Around there, I think. 9 something, right around a 10 multiplier. After you have this up. Now he's got Black Fangs, which is, if you've used Come Black Dragon last turn, which we'll get to in a second, it becomes a 3 hit, 16 times multiplier with a 60-40 magic spirit split that also uses your Evo magic to all enemies and reduces their dark resistance by 100% for 3 turns as well. If you didn't use Come Black Dragon last turn, it's a 1 hit, 10,000 multiplier, so a 10 times multiplier with the same 60-40 split. They all are like that. Plus your Evo magic damage to one enemy and give them 75% reduction in dark resistance as well. Come Black Dragon though increases your magic and spirit by 120% for 5 turns to yourself, and then gives you another 3.0 modifier increase to Cold Spirit, Jetty Back, Black Fang, and Black Fang. And on top of that, fills your Esper gauge by 3. Okay, so not only does using Come Black Dragon buff Black Fang, but Black Fang itself gets buffed by Come Black Dragon. So the 16.0 multiplier right here, if you've used Black Dragon, you'll actually get another 300%. So it's a 19.0 multiplier. Absolutely insane. If you can hit 100% Evo magic, which you can totally do, then that's basically a 38 times hybrid multiplier. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And it comes with 100% chain or dark imperil right there. Now, we're not done yet. We have Moon People. Increase your spirit by 30%. Increase your Esper summon damage by another 30%. So he's got like 60% base Evo magic. And then gives yourself 5% MP per turn. But we're not at the power yet. He's got the Power of Skull or Skull Miglione. 5.5 multiplier that can put some status ailments on people not that strong. Black Armor Devil, MP plus 30%. Double the counter chance. Gives yourself 150% magic and spirit when you get low on health. That's fine. I have the Power of Cagnazio. An 11 hit magic water damage attack. 0.5 multiplier on the 11 part. And then it also, at the same time, at the end of that 11 hits, will do a 1 hit with a 4.0 multiplier to all enemies as well, and has a chance to inflict Petrify of 60%. This is very CG Hyo-ish, where you can chain these together, right? Chain them up. Maybe you cast 2 of these with 2 different Golbezes. The initial hit, the 11 hits, are very weak. It's only a 0.5 multiplier, but they're there to build your chain, and then you basically chain finish on it with the same skill with the 4.0 multiplier part or the 400% multiplier part right here. Very strong skill, and you can randomly petrify people. And they elemental chain because they're water. So pretty cool there. The person who binds the 4 Princess Kings, increase your fire, water, wind, and earth resistance by 20%. Makes yourself immune to sleep, silence, and paralyze. And they have the power of Barbarecia, very similar to the Cagnazzo thing, so I'm not going to go and explain that in depth again. But this one is wind damage, same multipliers. And this one reduces damage taken by 15% for all allies to 3 turns. 30% MP. We're going to try to get to the exciting stuff here. 50% magic and 50% LP gain fill rate. Then we have Rubicante, Works the same way as the other two. But Rubicantes actually heals your party for 2000 HP and 20 MP. Alright guys, now we're going to get to the exciting stuff. If you've been around here, he's got a pretty cool kit, but it's nothing compared to his last skill. So he's got Battle of Demons, use 2 in any one turn. Any Golbez ability. He can dual cast any ability that he has except for a single skill here. And he's not able to dual cast this skill double month, as they call it right here. So you can't dual cast double month and something else, sadly. And you don't have to use 2 of the same skill. You can dual cast any of his skills, kind of like CG Sakura can dual cast any of the quick skills. Golbez could just dual cast any of his skills. He doesn't care what their names. He has no names that he needs to follow. No prefixes that hold him back. So double month is absolutely insane actually. It's available on turn 1. It's a 5-turn cooldown. Reduces the resistance to light and dark by 100% for 3 turns to all enemies. Increases his magic and spirit by 150% for 3 turns. And then he unlocks quadruple cast for any Golbez ability for 3 turns. And he gets a 150% multiplier increase for Cagnazzo power, like all the 4 Fiends elemental powers. Black Fang, Jet Black Fang, all of that fun stuff. Okay, for 3 turns as well. So he can quad cast skills. All right, quad cast skills and go for the throat. Now that's it. We're done. No, there's more. If you equip his TMR, he gets magic and HP plus 30%. Increases his equipment magic by 60% when dual wielding or double handing weapons. 60% true dual wield magic this man has, and he gets a 100% damage multiplier for one of his skills here, and some additional MP regeneration. Then we have Abyss Quasar, which is a 4-hit magic damage 0.25 multiplier. All right, with ignore 50% spirit and a 1-hit dark magic attack, 1.75 multiplier with ignore 50% spirit to all enemies as well. Pretty decent. You can get some multiplier increases on that, and it will not really chain because it's only a 4-hit into a 1-hit, so not that big of a deal. Then he's got W Meteor. Available on turn 7, 7-turn cooldown, 60-hit magic light attack, 18 times multiplier with ignore 50% spirit, 36 times multiplier. If you need to end a fight, W Meteor is there. And yes, this is W Meteor, so you can increase it by another 300% multiplier. So you can make it a 42 times multiplier if you want. 42 times multiplier, light magic damage, so you can take advantage of imperils. It'll elemental chain. You can elemental spark chain 2 W Meteors together, blow someone up. Magic plus 20% is 20% magic increase. Strength beyond the stars, magic plus 40%, increase light by 50%. Okay. All right, so with all of his kit laid out for you, let's go over like exactly some of the powerful things that you can do with Golbez, because I spent a little time looking at his kit and I was like, I don't know if he's bad or if he's insane, because I had to double check to make sure everything worked the way that I think it does do. So you can do some really cool stuff with him. So double month is going to be your skill you use on turn 1. It's going to give you 100% light and dark resist imperil on all of your enemies. Very important. Increase your magic and spirit by 150% to yourself. Awesome. And then gives you that brilliant quadruple skills for any Golbez ability that you want. So you do that turn 1. That's what you do. You set up turn 1. That's fine. All right, what do you do on turn 2? Turn 2 is up to you. If you have in your team like a Rem or an Ace or basically any type 0 unit, all of those type 0 units have a skill that's pretty unique to them where they can sacrifice themselves, they kill themselves, and they fully fill your Esper gauge. Okay, you can do that on turn 2, you can do that on turn 3, it doesn't matter. So what you do on turn 2 is you probably just cast like Come Black Dragon for the 3.0 multiplier increase to all your Black Dragon stuff. And then after that, so you have 2 Golbezes, right? Yours and your friends. You both cast Come Black Dragon. You still have 3 other skills you can use. So you can probably just pick one of the powers that chain really well, Cagnazzo or Barbaruccio or whatever have you, and just chain up, do some damage there. If you want to have Golbez as your healer on turn 2, you can just triple cast, right? You Come Black Dragon, and then each Golbez will cast Rubicante's power 3 times. And you'll fire Elemental Chain Finish on yourselves a whole bunch. That'll be good. And then you have 6 of these go off collectively, so you'll heal your party for 12,000 health and 120 MP. Pretty cool there. Helps you with the MP cost. And then turn 3, you can run in, have your type 0 unit kill themselves off, and you can cast Black Fang, come Black Dragon, Black Fang, and try to chain finish with it or chain weave it. You'll be getting off 3 Black Fangs at a 19.0 multiplier before Evo magic with 100% dark resistance down. You get 3 of these off pretty easily. Okay. And if you have like 100% Evo magic, right, that's basically a 38 times multiplier per Black Fang. You get 6 of them. That's before dark resistance down, because it is dark elemental. If you have 200% Evo magic, boy, was that like a 47, 50, 57 times multiplier before the 100% dark resist that you put on yourself. So you can do some pretty cool things. And the other cool thing about this rotation is if you somehow don't kill the monster, he still has W Meteor to fall back on, and you go, oh hey, available on turn 7. That sucks. You know, I can't like do a bunch of cool stuff. Well, available on turn 1, 5 turn cooldown. You're gonna be able to double month again on turn 6, turn 5, turn 6, somewhere around there. You'll be able to double month, and then W Meteoro, and do a bunch of other stuff. So you can like turn 5, turn 6, W Meteor. And then on turn 7, you can go right on ahead and go bopping up here. Get the, not Let's Boom, what is it called? Not Barrier. The Power Meteor. Pop the Power Meteor. And then 2 other skills. Maybe some more Black Dragon stuff. And then finish them off with the W Meteor. Because it is light elemental magic damage. And double month, as they call it here, reduces not just dark resistance, but light resistance by 100%. So, he looks cool. FF main franchise villain doing some work in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius for once. I don't really count Jack. Come on. I am stoked to see more stuff like this. Definitely A+ in my book. I don't is he absolutely broken? I don't know. His numbers don't lie though. That seems really cool. He does a lot of cool stuff. He's got some damage. He's got more damage. He's got more damage. He's got more damage. I just want to see W Meteor's animation. I just hope it's like just blow them all up. So that's Dark Golbez. Makes everyone else on the banner look like garbage. I know this is going to be a super long banner review. Hopefully you guys, it's not really a banner review, it's a sneak peek. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed this sneak peek. He's not coming out here for a long time. I really want to get my hands on Dark Mage Golbez though. If you want to see previous content, playlist section, future content, you know where the sub button is. Make sure you turn the notifications on if you want to actually see the content though. That's the important part. And I'll see you guys in the next one.